You ready? You ready for me to start this?
I'm ready as fuck.
All right. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the, I want to say, much anticipated episode of the Matt and Max podcast. It's episode 10, and it's been the longest time since we haven't done an episode, because it's the first period we sort of missed, I guess.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel good.
Nah, it
doesn't feel
life
good.
Life really got in the way. It was going to be, I think originally it was going to be you doing a solo podcast, because I destroyed my back. I couldn't actually, I couldn't sit. I remember I messaged you and I was like, dude, I can't move. I actually can't move.
Mate, I can't actually picture that.
And then you're like, do you want me to bring you anything? I was like, oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, mate, that's what friends are for.
Yeah.
Were you paralysed, laying on your bed,
yeah.
minimal movement?
Yeah, so I'll talk you guys and obviously you through what happened a little bit. So it was a Monday, and I felt a little bit, feel a bit sore, your back just doesn't feel quite right. And obviously I was working out a lot, I still am, my usual routine. So I was kind of still trying to keep the intensity up there. But then I did a workout and I sort of loosened up a bit. But then I had a bath and I stiffened up in there.
Oh.
And I got out and it was quite painful. And then I just laid on my bed for a bit in my towel. And then my mum came up. And then I stood up and I was hunched over and I froze. And it was agonizing pain, the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. I started screaming and crying my eyes out, just yelling.
Oh.
And I was just burst into tears. I didn't know what to do, and I thought if I stayed still, it would take the pressure off
while you were standing there?
Yeah. I thought
so
if
you're
I
standing there like a hunchback in your room, just screaming.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought if I stood
film,
still, the pain would stop and subside, because I wasn't putting any effort into moving. But it literally didn't. I was still, and it was killing me. And oh my gosh!
In that moment, the thought of moving, was that impossible?
Yeah, I couldn't actually do it. And then my dad phoned and phoned back, because mum tried to phone him originally, and my mum snapped at him on the phone. She was like, "Get off the phone," because we were waiting for the doctor to phone back, and they said they were only going to phone back once. So my dad was like, "Oh, a bit rude." And then I went downstairs, and I think it was more than just a back injury. I think I was ill as well, because apparently I was extremely pale. I was cold, which never happens. I had to get my dad to put fluffy socks on me as I was just led there. So for 4 hours I was just led, not being able to move at all. And
in
then,
pain or okay at that point?
In pain if I tried to move, but okay-ish if I was led not moving. And then
mate.
I couldn't stand. I couldn't get up and stand. So eventually when I had to try and move, I sort of slowly edged off onto the floor, and I was just on the ground and sort of crawled and slowly grabbed my way up.
I feel bad for laughing. I'm just picturing it in my head.
Literally, the vulnerability is next level. I've never been literally anything. When you literally are paralyzed, you see in movies people get paralyzed and they're powerless. That was me.
Yeah.
I was sat on the bed just
if someone wanted to take advantage of you in that moment,
they could have done anything. They could have literally they could have chopped off an arm, and I would just be okay then.
It's I guess that's what's happening then.
Yeah, and what's weird is though, because you're supposed to, because it's I went to the chiropractor, which is a weird experience. Have you ever been to one?
Neither.
Oh, well,
neither have I actually.
Yeah, well, they
cost a lot. Did you have to pay for it, or was it
Yeah, you do. Yeah, it's quite a lot. But yeah, they strip you they don't strip you, but you have to strip down to your underwear. And then they just he gave me a physical, and I can't remember the exact term, but it's a muscular sprain in multiple parts of my back, and he it's so weird. They twist you around, and then they're right, breathe in, and then they're and they click you, and it's it's so weird. And when you see someone snap their neck in a movie,
yeah,
it's they literally do that, but it's controlled. You feel if they go wrong, you die.
Mate,
if they they grab your head and just twist it in that same way, and it goes, and it's oh
yeah,
alright, okay.
I have actually had that done to me before.
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah, by a chiropractor. But that was you carry on that, and I'll get onto that after.
Dude, the first time I went, it's a weird experience, but you have that nervous laugh. So obviously I'm in my underwear for a start, a little bit weird. But because he asks you to breathe in and then breathe out just before he pumps you, sort of thing. And if I haven't, he'll put his hands on me, almost a bit like CPR. Sometimes he'll put his whole body on me and just crush me. And I hadn't fully breathed all the air out, so when he jolted me, I sort of went, ooh, like that.
Yeah.
And then I kind of laughed, and I was like, oh, I gotta stop laughing. But
Oh my
yeah.
god, I'll be cracking up watching that.
I've been a couple
Oh
times
my
since, and the
days.
last time I went, which was yesterday, I only did a slight like little chuckle at one point when he like took my breath away a little bit, just kind of like.
I'll be creasing the whole time, mate. I think.
Yeah,
if I was in the chiropractor.
but I was
Twisting
fine.
me
My
around
back
and
was
shit in the
fine for like a
boxes.
week, but then I went to Splashdown on Sunday, and the
Oh, did you?
last slide I went on at the end, I hit a corner and it hurt my back.
Which
I
slide
like,
was it?
The Zambezi drop. The one that just kind of goes
Zambezi drop,
straight. It's the,
Zambezi
out of the
drop.
three, there's the blue one that's the slow one that you and your mate just stand in and wait for each other to come down.
Yeah.
There's the red one, which is like a little bit more, then there's the yellow
Oh, and
one.
the yellow one
which
is
is like a
Zambezi
drop.
one.
Yeah, I went on that one, and at the
Yeah.
end, I didn't realize it was such a jolt at the end, and it just like
It is quite brutal at the end of that
it
one,
like
yeah.
yeah, it just hit me in the wrong way, and I had to go back. I was like, oh yeah.
So
it
you were in
hurts.
pain after that slide?
Yeah, it was fine
Oh,
for like the whole of
mate.
last week, and then it hurt again because it was like tender after cricket on Saturday, and then Sunday it hurt. But I went back and I'm on painkillers again, and
Fuck.
yeah, I've got this like
Jeez,
actually this
man.
gel. If anyone's got like muscle pain, this gel I'm holding up to the camera right now, this is solid stuff. Every 12 hours.
I want to see the gel. I wanna see the gel.
Voltarol, 12-hour emu gel. Emulgel.
Ooh,
Emulgel.
emu gel.
It's not email. There's an L in there somewhere. But long-lasting relief of pain and inflammation. So basically, to backtrack to the whole thing, I couldn't even like sit without pain. The most comfortable thing would be to lay down or to stand up. Like it's hard because you've got to keep
Wow.
moving to not stiffen up. So that's why I couldn't record the podcast. I said to Max, it's like, you're going to have to do it yourself, or we just leave it because I can't sit for an hour and a half. So I'd either be laying down, or what some people would think is a bit weird, I'd be standing up and walking around a little bit. So like I played the PS4 quite a lot, stood up during that time,
Right.
which is why I couldn't make
That's when you were playing
videos.
COD and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was playing a bit of World War II because it's not
saw that
like
on
a
your second channel.
sweaty. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
as sweaty and stuff like that. So I was standing up and all that. So that's why I wasn't here. And then it just like it was a matter of, I don't even really remember. We just kind of never really pushed to make it.
So it was then, that was 2 weeks ago. So you had that, and then
Yeah.
you were like, do a solo podcast.
Mhm.
And that was the weekend that I was going to Portsmouth, and I left it a bit too late, and I was like, fuck, you know what? Like, and at the same time, I didn't really want to do a solo one for the 10th episode.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was in two minds about it. I was like, you know what? We're just missing this week. Then I went to Portsmouth for like a weekend, and then I came back, and then I went to Wales. I think it was the following. Was that the following weekend? That was Portsmouth last weekend, and Wales this weekend.
Oh, it's a crazy life.
Oh, mate, it's a good life.
But
Mate.
what was Wales like? Because you went to Wales.
Oh,
just
mate,
a couple
Wales
days ago.
was. Yeah, Wales is good, man. Honestly, there's not much to say about it, really. Basically, like,
It's a family thing.
it's a family thing, yeah. So we go up there like once a year. We missed last year, but other than that, we do it every year. And the whole family goes. So like my mum's side of the family. So my whole mum's side of the family go.
Yeah.
And me, obviously. And then and then there's like some other family that there's so many people that go, mate. It's, I don't even know their names. Some of them I
Oh.
know them, but like I don't.
Where do you
I
all
forget
like
their names
chill?
every
Where do
year.
you go? Where's like the hub
So
of
we go to a
this?
place called Llangrannog. I think it's either Llangrannog or Llangrannog. It's
Sounds
spelled
so
Llangrannog.
Welsh.
It is the Welsh, mate. It's Welsh as fuck. But it's like this amazing beach, mate. I swear, it's such a fucking crazy place. Like,
Yeah.
well, I wouldn't say crazy, but pretty cool place. And it's got this like beach, and we go down there, and like the first night we get there, we just everyone like drinks, so that's a good time, and that me and like my cousins just get like destroyed, and just having like a really good time. And then the next day, it's like a sort of like family day. There's loads of kids in the family now, so I honestly
Right.
spent the whole day playing with the kids.
So
And
there
then,
are a lot of like sort of 5 to 10-year-old kind of children in your family right now.
Not 5 to 10. I'd say 0 to 6.
Oh, like young kids. So you're like
Young
we're
as fuck,
moving
yeah.
into the next generation for you now.
Yeah, mate. It's
Yeah.
crazy how many kids there are now, man.
My
It's
family's like
actually crazy.
behind that. Like I think my cousin's got a kid who's like 3, but I've never even met her. But
Oh, really?
and that's it. There's like I think the youngest person in my immediate family next to that is like 15. So we're not there at that stage where there's loads of kids running around yet, and I want to get there.
Oh, I'd hate that. You see, the thing is, mate. Before, when I was a bit younger, I didn't not like kids, but I just found them annoying.
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
didn't. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, I hate kids. They don't hate kids, but
That's
they just
literally my
can't be bothered
mum.
with
She's like,
them.
I hate kids unless they're mine.
Yeah, I mean, okay, that's true. Still, I don't like kids unless they're mine as well. Not mine, but like
Your
when I say
family,
mine, I mean like in
okay,
my
yeah, I get
family.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But since obviously when you have so many kids in the family, mate, you're forced to like be around kids, and you're as the younger one in the family, you're expected to be the one who plays with them the most.
Yeah.
So it started off
yeah.
me just like feeling like it's a duty to play with the kids. I was like, fuck my life, let's
Yeah.
play Thomas the Tank Engine or some shit. And but then after a while, like you get used to it, and like I absolutely love kids now, mate. Like I love playing with them and that. I couldn't be in a family without like kids now.
Yeah.
So I absolutely love them. I was playing on the beach with them and stuff like that. And then we do this like sort of like we lost a few people in our family, so we do this like memorial sort of thing for them, and then we'll have like a send off for them, and
so
then
like
that's
a happy
it, then we head back the next
memorial,
day.
almost like a send off, like a celebration.
Yeah, like we all like have a
send-off.
drink and that, and we're just like remembering the good times. Like, it's so good, mate.
Yeah.
And it's good because in a lot of families, mate, it's so easy. We have like I have a huge family, like ridiculously big, and it's so easy. Like if it wasn't for this yearly sort of meetup that we do, which is like, I'm surprised it happens every year, man, because there's so many people to arrange. And,
I can imagine.
Mate, people come from Ireland and shit. Like, it's without that, mate, there'd be so many people I'll never really see. So I'm really sort of grateful that we do it. When I was younger, I didn't appreciate it as much. I was like, this is just long.
I think that's one thing when you get older, like family, like. Because I remember when I was younger, I would like crave that like time where you just do what you want, you play games or whatever, and family times.
I was looking for that every day.
Family was like, they're family, like especially if you see them a lot, it's like, it is what it is. But like I think at our age, maybe a bit younger, like late teens, you can really appreciate like that time with family. Like it's actually really enjoyable, something you like doing.
Yeah, you learn to appreciate things a lot more, like in general, as you get older.
Like go for a meal or something. It's like.
Little things like that.
I remember I went for Easter. I went for a meal with like my cousins, my grandma, and I definitely appreciate my grandma a lot more. Like, I love my grandma like so much, but like I appreciate her even more because she had the, like a really bad health scare. We thought she was gonna die like a year and a half ago.
I remember that,
and that was bad. And now she's like almost like fitter than ever, you could say. And it's just like we went back. I came back from that meal on Easter, and it was literally just a meal. And I came back thinking, you know what? Like, I really enjoyed that. I loved being with everybody.
In the presence, like, just in the presence of, like, family.
Yeah. So
even if you're not speaking to them. Like, it's...
Oh, yeah, there was some family at the other end of the table that I didn't even, like, really speak to because it was so far away. But
it's like, there's like an aura about it. Like, it's hard to explain. And a lot of people, I'm sure, listen to this, like really young, and they're probably like we were, like I can't be asked with like family meetings and all that shit. But now, like any sort of like family thing, like I'm looking forward to sort of like being a part of it.
Definitely.
I was talking to my cousin about it on the way back from Wales, and I was like, just even like well, obviously, like I said earlier, like when I was younger, I couldn't wait to get home, and now, like I wish we could be in there for longer.
Yeah, literally the same.
And like other things, like scenery's a big one, mate. When you look at something, like it takes you away, and you're like, wow, that's beautiful. Whether it's a sea or if it's like some like cliff face or anything, you know what I mean? Before me, I look at it, and everyone's going like, wow. And I'm like, what are you chatting?
Literally,
like,
yeah. Like,
and now I really take it in. I'm like, this is incredible. And we're 1920. Do you reckon it multiplies as you get?
Do you reckon you're like 80? You just want to live there,
like orgasming at the age of like 40, and it's scenery and shit.
I really like. I mean, I guess because where we live, we see a lot of sea, so we're not as in awe of it as other people. But what I have always loved, and what I think always continue to love, is forests and like. Not like necessarily like
forests,
dirty forests. Like they're all dirty, but you get what I mean. There are some forests that are really scenic and really nice and just bright.
I'm trying to think of one.
Like
I don't think I've been to a really good forest, to be honest.
Like there's one near like the one like right near me. It's like it's where I go running and stuff. It's quite brown and grey.
Yeah,
and it's
fine.
That's
quite dirty, that one, isn't it? Like,
yeah. Whereas there's some that are like more like actually foresty forest, like out there. Or like some cricket grounds I play in the countryside, like it's all green and bright, and it's like and it really does take you away. Like it's so different. Like for instance, playing cricket on a Saturday, you're outside the whole day. Everywhere's really open. Like you've got so much space compared to like sitting in your room. It's just really appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely.
And tell you what, the weather's been scenes lately. I'm looking outside now. It's just,
mate,
it's
have you been out
nice.
in it?
I went for a run this morning, and
okay, nice.
It wasn't as like sunny as it was, and there was actually some like thunder yesterday. But just every morning waking up and walking around and seeing like sun and being warm, it literally gets me in such a good mood.
Mate, it changes my entire like being, mate.
Yeah,
everything about me changes, mate. I'm so much more positive, and it's like
same. Yeah,
it's so good, man. Yeah, I mean, yesterday, it was so sunny, mate, and I went to training yesterday, and I literally like arrived. I was about to get out of the car, mate. It's like pissing down of rain. I was like, what the fuck?
What was this training?
I was like,
what was it you went to?
IPOM.
Oh yeah, okay.
So yeah. So with that, actually, that's actually interesting. So you know how, I mean, even the people that listen to every episode of the podcast, they probably know that we started that sort of like fitness journey thing.
Yeah.
And then like I think 3 weeks into it, like I bailed. I didn't. I say bail, but
you didn't go back too far. You just stopped making as much progress, I guess.
Yeah, I stopped making progress. I didn't get the pizzas in and shit. I stopped like, working out and yeah, little things like that.
Yeah.
But then this trip to Wales, mate, I don't know, like just changed my mindset again. So I'm back at it again.
That's
I was
sick.
speaking to my when I say back at it, I'm like, well, basically on the way back from Wales, I was speaking to my cousin about fitness. He's been a PT for like 10 years.
Is that Matt? Is it?
Yeah, Matt. He's been a personal trainer for 10 years, and now he's like he's a PGI in the RAF, so like he trains like parachuters and stuff like that.
He's in killer shape as well.
Yeah, he's in really good shape, and he always like has been since he was like 20 something. He like loves fitness, so
yeah.
And because he's been a PT for 10 years, like he understands. He's spoken to so many people that are sort of in my position.
Yeah.
Worse positions and better positions than me.
What was his advice for you?
So we were talking about it, and we also talk about my YouTube channel and stuff like that, because he's a fan of that as well.
Yeah.
And he was saying how, and he said something that I already knew, but like the way he said it. So he was like, I was talking to him about how I literally live my life going from one extreme to the other.
Right,
I literally, for the past 5 years, the best way to sum up my life is I'm doing really good in all aspects of my life for about 3 weeks, and then for another 2-3 weeks to a month, maybe a bit longer, I'll be like self-destructive almost.
So it's like yo-yo dieting, but like yo-yo life. Like
yeah, literally yo-yo life. Literally yo-yo life. That's
sounds
perfect,
like a Japanese anime toy.
The yo-yo life. The life of yo.
Yeah.
Oh man. So I was talking to him about that, and he was saying like, I think your issues with life is like it's just consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're either waking up at 6 in the morning, smashing gym, smashing the daily uploads, or you're waking up at 2 p.m. not uploading for a month. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I already knew that with the uploads, etc.
Yeah.
But it's the way he said it, like that way, like you're either doing this or you're doing that. Why aren't you just doing, for example, 3 videos a week, 3 workouts a week? For example, not that I want to do that, but like a middle ground. So he was saying to me, how about he mentioned this new concept to me called SMART goals. Don't know if you've heard of them.
Is it like smart, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-based or something like that?
That's the one, yeah. Literally, that's it. Yeah, even I could remember it. And I never heard that before. And he was talking to me about it, and he was like, okay, so what I would say to someone in your position if I was a PT, but I'll give it to you for life, for example, is for 4 weeks, just go to the gym 3 times a week.
Yep.
And I was thinking to myself, like, and like gym is like, for me, will be MMA training, obviously, but then probably like 1 gym session a week or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I was thinking like 3 times a week for 4 weeks. Like, I won't even feel like I'm really doing much.
I was going to say, were you
like,
thinking it wasn't enough, I'd imagine?
Yeah. And he was like, it's obviously not enough. He's like, yeah, it's not enough, but you're just you need to prove to yourself that you can be consistent. Because and then when he said that, I was like, hang about, for the past 5 years, I'm not actually aware that I'm capable of being consistent.
Yeah.
I've never really been consistent for more than like a month in anything, literally in anything, mate.
Yeah.
So basically the goal now is I said to him, if I want to go more in the week, should I do that? Like there'll be days I'm sure like I want to go more than 3 days a week. And he was like, honestly, try and resist it.
Okay, that makes sense.
So because otherwise you're gonna go back into, you're gonna want to do as much as you can, and you're gonna tire yourself out, and you're not gonna, So he said for 4 weeks, start like yesterday. So I started yesterday. I did the training in that. He's like, to go 3 times a week. So I'm gonna do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do that for 4 weeks. Which, if I can't do that, mate, then there's an issue. There's an underlying problem with my fucking brain, because like that would be a joke.
Because you do have those like on and off periods where you would, even for like 2-3 weeks, you'd go every day, or you'd wake up at 6 a.m. every day. That almost like fools you into thinking that you can be consistent. Whereas that's not consistency if it's only a few weeks.
It's not realistic. That's the big one of that one. It's not realistic. Like,
no, yeah.
You got to wake up at 6 a.m.
It's not worth it, I don't think. Especially the position you're in. No, it's not.
You got to be asleep at like 10 to like get the proper hours of sleep. Do you know what I mean? And then that's not realistic at all for a 19-year-old to go to bed at 10 p.m. every night. Like, you can say what you want.
Our kind of life, no.
You can say it's like, oh, that's just your willpower and that, but let's be honest, mate. Unless you're going to be a recluse, like you can't be 10 p.m. every night.
Yeah. Well, like I'd rather sleep 1 a.m. to 8 or 9 than 10 to 6. Like,
same.
The only reason I'd wake up at 6 or whatever was like work or school. So like, but now that we have a bit more freedom as we're older, then it's just not sustainable or realistic to go to bed at 10 at our age. If you're 40, like my parents, they're always in bed by
that's
10,
realistic. Yeah,
and that's just their routine. That's the thing they do. They get tired or whatever. But we're like, I feel like we've been almost trained to be more like active and awake late. I don't know if that's like our gaming or what.
I think it's probably the gaming. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but I can go. This is what I hate about myself. I can go a whole day wanting to sleep and knowing that if I went to bed, I will sleep within 5 minutes. And as soon as it gets to the night time and I need to go to sleep, I can't sleep all night. And it's like, why? Like, why? Like, it's so fucking. It's the most annoying thing in the world, mate. But yeah, quickly, just back to what I said, just to wrap it up.
Sure.
So I'm going to do 3 times a week for 4 weeks. And at the end of the 4 weeks, up it to maybe 4 times a week for another 4 weeks. So really long, sort of like. But I basically, the main goal of this is honestly just to prove to myself, because there's proving to yourself, there's knowing you could do something, but then there's like proving it to yourself, like actually doing it, so you have a reference to like in the future. So when in the future I'm like, I want to lose weight. For example, you've been fit. So you've proven to yourself that you can be fit and you can make it. I've never sort of hit that click, like made that sort of connection. Does that make sense? So it's hard for me to even know it's possible.
Well,
even though I know
I have what I looked like as a reference, like saying I know that is literally possible for me, whereas you don't know what you're capable of yet, I guess.
That's the thing. Like obviously I know it's possible, but it's knowing, like really knowing. Do you know what I mean? It's a big difference.
So you gotta prove it.
Yeah, literally proving to yourself. So that's basically it. I'm just basically trying to prove to myself that I can be consistent now.
It sounds like a good mindset to have. It sounds like you're in a better place.
It is, mate. Yeah, and it's God, man. First time I worked out was yesterday. That's the first time I worked out in about 2 weeks. I'd say 1 to 2 weeks, and mate, just like everything about it, mate. I just feel so much better, and it's crazy, man. I work out. I'm like, why don't I do this more? Like, it just my vibe, my energy, my confidence, I could really sense it there. So yeah, I don't know why it's these cycles of like healthy self-destruct, healthy self-destruct.
It's crazy how much your mind plays a part in it. Like when you feel because there are days where you're like, I can't do it, but then if those days you just push yourself. By the end, it seems that the days you want to do it less at the beginning, you feel better at the end. Like you're like in your head, and you're like, and then you feel so good about it and about yourself.
But it's crazy how powerful the mind is, mate. And you don't realize it till you get a bit older. Like at least I didn't. When I was a kid, I always thought like, hey, like I'm in control of myself. I'll do what I want. If I don't want to do something, I'll do it. Even like gym, for example. And I for the most part, I was all right with it. Not good, but like all right with it. At certain, like it was still like in cycles, like I said. But now, like I'm 19, I get a bit older, almost 20, and I'm starting to realize like how overpowering your brain can be. And it's kind of scary, man, because from what I've experienced the past couple of years, with like my brain just like fucking playing tricks on me and shit, I'm like, what's gonna happen in the next like 20, 30 years? You know what I mean? Like anything can happen.
Oh my days! Like I can't. It's crazy because like when you think about it day to day, your life changes so gradually. But then when you do all of a sudden decide to reflect on a few years, it's like, that's only a few years. That's a lot of change. Yeah,
what am I going to be like in 10 years?
Always 30 years old. Since I've become 20 as well, it's always thinking like, 30? What's that going to be like? That's like the biggest.
30, like, mate.
Oh,
I don't know.
That's like when you're younger, that's a bigger percentage of your life. Like that's 50% of what you've lived. Again, when you're like 70, going to 80 is kind of much less. But this is still a big extra period. To add.
Scary times, mate. Scary times. I don't know. Because my cousin Matt, he's turning 30. He's either 30 or I think he's turning 30 in July.
Right.
Which is crazy, and he's got this like I don't know, mate. He's just always got this energy about him, and he's probably my biggest role model, I think, at the moment, mate.
Yeah.
He's got this like energy about him. Do you know what I mean? He's like so easy to talk to. Like he's hilarious. Like he's like. And like I honestly look up to him. I'm like, fuck, I want to be like that. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just trying to. I'm listening to him now. I'm just gonna listen to him. And like I said, I'm already impatient. Like I already want to work out again today. Yeah. But I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna hold back, and I'm gonna really just because have you played Far Cry 3?
No, I haven't.
So
there's another fishing metaphor.
So there's this villain. Yeah, kinda. There's this villain called Voss. And he's like one of the best villains in any of the games I played. He's so good. Yeah. And his motto is, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting things to change.
Yeah. And I think Albert Einstein said that, didn't he? Or something?
Far Cry 3. Did he? Let me look this up.
I think that's an Albert Einstein thing.
I wanted Big Vast to be the one who said that.
Nah, no way. That's Albert. That's the big Albert.
Is it?
Yeah.
Insanity quote. fuck off, Einstein. why is he ruining my quote? It's broadly different.
It's not as epic when it's Albert.
Oh, that's just killed the game, mate.
They stole
Far
it.
Cry 5. That's free, mate. Oh, man. Oh, it's just dead. I don't want to carry on that conversation anymore. Like, I thought that was Big Vast, mate. And it's fucking Einstein.
He plagiarized it from Albert.
He plagiarized. Maybe I missed the quote where he's like, Einstein.
I mean, maybe the internet just like gave it to Albert Einstein. Maybe, I don't know, but he probably he probably said something.
I always get weird with these quotes. I'm like,
the first one says Albert Einstein likely never said the definition of insanity is doing something over and over again, expecting different results. So like maybe someone did just attribute it to him. But
yeah, Einstein is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Vast's one is, did I ever tell you the definition of insanity? Insanity is doing the exact same fucking thing over and over again, expecting shit to change.
Yeah,
that is crazy.
Yeah. See, here's the annoying thing about that though is that with like, for instance, technology, sometimes it does work, and that's why some people expect things to change. Like turning something off and on again. If it doesn't work the first time, it could work the fourth time. That's what annoys me. Like, and it literally is doing the same thing, but something else in the universe clicks and it does work. But as a general standpoint, yeah, that is definitely a good. And it also, it's easy to fall into that habit, but then when you say it, it's like, it makes so much sense. Like, yeah, why would something change if you do literally the same thing that didn't work before?
Exactly. And I'm sure, like I said, if I don't know this, but I feel like if I kept just going all in, and then self-destruct, if I did that until I'm 50, surely at one point I'd push through and make it work. Do you know what I mean? And that is doing the same thing. I mean, maybe not.
Well, with my like fitness journey in the last like 2 months or whatever, I was a bit worried because I know that you're technically supposed to do what you're doing and start off slow, but I really just wanted that kickstart and with the intent of then kind of starting slower later on and that sort of thing. And I was a bit worried, like I mean, I know if I literally keep this up, there's no way I can go back, because that scientifically is not possible based on like calories in, calories out. Like I can't lose progress by doing what I'm doing. So if I do literally stay consistent, then I can't go back. But there was a slight worry in my mind thinking like, I'm probably doing this a little bit too fast. But but
you managed it, so
so it's just going to be, but what I actually decided to do the other day, which I've never done before, because I obviously being scared of almost putting on weight and getting fat or whatever, I've never thought of myself as someone who would try and bulk and get muscle. But I got like a new plan in my head, which is which I'm going to do. So keep sort of like cutting, leaning down, slimming down, whatever. Because obviously my main first goal was my holiday. I want to be confident on the holiday in August.
Right.
And because that will just change the holiday for me massively, being confident in that. But then over winter, I'm going to try and do something I've never done before, which is actually go into a calorie surplus, but not in a fat way where it's like fast food, like, and actually start lifting heavier, because I've never lifted heavy at all in my life. I'm always like low weight and volume. So when I get back, I'm going to try and like accept that I'll put on a bit of fat, but really try and actually bulk up for the first time in my life. And that actually, like, it psychs me, because then I can obviously actually start eating more calories again and stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel like bulking would be like a fun, sort of relatively fun experience, because like you get to eat food. What kind of calorie intake would you be talking about when you're about the surplus? Like how many calories would you consume?
Well, like, see, like there's loads of different like daily energy expenditure calculators and stuff, but I think my basal metabolic rate is about 1,800 to 2,000,
right.
And then with like exercise, maybe 2,500, 3,000. But there's other websites that say different, that say with the exercise I should be eating sort of 3,000 calories to maintain. Whereas like nowadays I'm on about 1,200, slowly pushing that up to probably about 1,500 in the next like month or whatever. So still at quite a deficit. But I've never ever in my life had a routine to eat more calories than I'm supposed to and use it to bulk. And that, because I've had, my muscles have been like a decent size in the past and sort of now, but I've never bulked or been really, to be honest, strong. Like I've been like fit strong, but not like strong. And that's something I would want to do like over the winter, because if you can get in like a bulking and cutting cycle like people do, like based on the year and the seasons and all that, I assume it'd be more sustainable as a lifestyle if you're going up and down in a healthy way. and not trying to stay lean all year round, which is quite unrealistic. But it just
yeah.
it gives you different goals that are they're all healthy goals, but they're totally different at the same time. So
right, okay, yeah, that's good, man. That makes sense. Yeah, that'd be so when are you gonna start that?
Over the next definitely for the next month, I'm gonna keep sort of doing what I'm doing, see how I'm doing, and then if it's going well, just do it for another month, and by then I'll be near my holiday. But then on the holiday, actually, because I went to Tenerife before with my family, and I would run every morning because I get back to scenery. I just love the way everything looks, so it motivated me to run. And I went to the gym in the evening, and I was not watching what I was eating at all. We'd eat out basically every night, but from when I got there, I wasn't as lean as I'd wanted to be. But then 1 week into the 2 week holiday, I saw my abs and I was fitter, and I was like, how? I've been eating a lot. And that kind of proves to me that I could eat more calories and kind of be fit as well.
Yeah.
So I think it'll go from
it's nice to hear that.
Yeah, it'll be
it's
cutting
nice
before the holiday, and then on the holiday it'll almost be the start of my bulk already. I'll be working out, but eating big meals, but kind of fast food meals at the same time. And then as I get back, start to change it up a bit. Yeah,
that's the thing. You hear from a lot of people. I've always heard this. They're you can honestly eat more. I don't want to say whatever you want, but you can eat pretty freely.
Yeah. If
you're working out consistently, and you'll be fine. I mean,
for sure, definitely at maintenance level. Yeah, to maintain what you've got already. Yeah.
Yeah. That's You probably have to get there first, maybe.
That's what I'm trying to do now.
Let's want to be super ripped.
If I had
to be super ripped, then you probably have to,
you be dehydrated and all that.
And shit. Yeah.
But to get there, so that's kind of what I'm doing now. It's kind of getting rid of what I don't like for the next few months, and then enjoy eating more at maintenance, but getting stronger. Because if you don't eat to lose weight and you're working out a lot, you just are going to get stronger from working out, but you're still going to enjoy eating. So that's the goal in life, I think.
Yeah, fair enough, man. That's good. I mean, I really think you've got it this time.
I think so.
How long have you been doing it for now?
Until the 7th. This is day 44 today.
See, this is the thing, mate. Oh man, this is where I'm fuck, man. If I just stuck at it till now, and I think of the past couple of weeks, and I'm what's happened? I could have stuck. I mean,
it's people say that time would have passed anyway, no matter what you do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and how much happier and how much a better version of myself will I be now? Do you know what I mean? If I stuck at it, I'm more or less in the same place where I was before. Nothing's really changed.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm just not. I want to say not strong enough at the moment, like mentally, to make that.
Well, you've got a lot more stress in your life than I have. Looking at it objectively,
yeah, maybe, but at the same time, I'm on about the past 5 years. You know what I mean? I've had easy periods as well where I still couldn't make it work. And like I said, I honestly think it just comes down to the fact that I basically fail before I start. In a sense where I look at it and I'm all right, next 5 weeks I'm going to smash it. I'm going to get a plan going. But then something in my brain's telling me, oh, but hold on a sec, mate. You've said that you've got this excited about a million times in your life in the past 5 years. What's different now? You're just going to fuck it up again. And then I start to listen to it and I'm about 3 weeks in. It's always 3 weeks. It's 2 3 weeks. How can I not fucking learn from it? Do you know what I mean?
We even said it at the start of this one. We were 2 or 3.
Yeah. And I said to myself, I always do. If I can push past that mark, if I can get to 5 weeks, mate, of a consistent, mate, I feel I'll be. I don't know this, but I feel I'll be locked in. Kind of. It's just getting to that 5th week. I feel fuck. Yeah. It's annoying, mate. It's annoying.
Yeah. I mean, for me, as far as my weeks go, week 5 and week 6 haven't been as good as the first 4, because I got injured for week 5, the back, and then week 6, I just had a couple days where I actually just didn't. I mean, being in a relationship doesn't literally help. It is a bit harder to do things because I was with Gina at the time, for instance. But I was looking back and I was thinking, actually, I've dropped probably 6 pounds in the last 2 weeks, I want to say. And that's not been at full potential, full capacity. That's been maybe 6 or 7 workouts a week and eating pretty good for 5 6 days, but then really not good. I had a Five Guys last week, and whoa, see, here's the thing. I went out with Gina to Bournemouth to get her eyelashes done with full intention of coming home, eating my chicken and my shake, and Gina says Five Guys, and I was like,
Gina, and then you're gonna be on our side. What the fuck?
And then, I mean, And then I was like, I mean, I haven't really eaten that much today, as I normally wouldn't. And I was like, fine, Google the calories. And it was like the burger was like 800, and I was like, okay. But then you Google,
actually.
But then you Google the fries, and it's like 1,400, and I'm like, and then you have a milkshake. So I probably had about.
Oh, you had a milkshake.
I probably had like 2,500, 3,000 calories, but I never felt so full. I was like stood outside.
That's the way, mate.
I was like.
Oh man, I want a Five Guys now. Really?
Oh, Five Guys, yeah. But
Five Guys, mate. So you get hang about. You get a burger, chips. Which chips do you get? Do you get the Caucasian ones or whatever? Not the Caucasian. the Caucasian chips. The fucking caution, whatever it is. Chips, or do you get the normal ones?
I just get the large fries, whatever that. The
do
massive cup.
Do they have like seasoning and spice on them, or is it just kind of
like
normal
just like
chips?
a lot of salt.
Oh, okay, so yeah, you get the normal chips then.
Yeah.
So you get okay. Hang about.
I don't eat all of them. Like Gina had probably, I would say, a third of the large. I had 2/3, that sort of thing. So I probably had like 1,000 calories of chip. It's large.
They have, yeah. So you have those. You have the burger. What do you get on the burger?
It's just a bacon cheeseburger.
Guaranteed you don't go all the way.
I didn't get mayo. I did before, but this time, like a little healthy decision. I was like, no mayo. But still, it's like so. Yeah, it's probably like 2,500. Oh, well, see, here's the thing. I had the chocolate one. And the chocolate one was not what I expected. It wasn't as good. The vanilla one's decent. You know, it's as you'd expect from a vanilla. Kind of plain, but kind of sweet at the same time. But the Oreo milkshake, so good. So good. Oh, my gosh.
Fuck, why are we talking about this? I want Five Guys now, mate. Oh.
But I think we spoke about it after. Like, I could have easily gone there and had just the, like, 800-calorie burger and been totally full. Because the burgers just fill you up.
Yeah,
but I'm starting to get better at it, like in my head, not going overboard on a cheat meal. I never have cheat days anymore because that's too much calories, too many calories.
Cheat day fucking ends you, yeah.
Yeah. But also the thing, like I gained 3 pounds from eating that one meal, but then 2 days later I was down to what I was before. So I was kind of like, yeah, I suppose that was worth it. And next time I'm not gonna go overkill. Like I think that one, the way I felt in that moment, really did it for me. Like I was getting like. Almost like cramps, like I was doing like crunches on the spot of like just being full. I don't know what it even was, what the sensation was, but it was like hurting my abs.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, nah, can't be doing that anymore. So I think moderation in cheat meals. I've past the binge eating part of my life now, which is really good because although it tastes good in the moment,
think that?
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be binging anymore, like ever.
Wow. See, I my mindset, I'm like, surely I'll binge eat. So I mean, I guess I'm a fucking day into it. What am I saying?
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like binge eating is something that I feel like I couldn't live without. That feeling.
I mean, I know I physically could.
All the munching, and you're just going at it, and you have no concern about anything else. You're literally in your zone. Anyone who comes in, you're like, get the fuck out this room. I'm in my fucking moment.
Yeah.
And you're just destroying like a fat Domino's winter survivor meal or something.
I mean, there are certain things you gotta like. I've got to stay away from Pringles. I love Pringles, but if I do buy them, I can't buy the big tube because I would have the whole tube. And like crisps. I think crisps. I really underestimated them. They're like secretly a real downfall of mine. It got to the stage where I was buying 6 multi-packs of McCoy's, the flame grilled steak, char grilled chicken, and bacon, and I would eat all 6 in like half an hour.
Wait, all 6 crisps or all 6 multi-packs?
All 6 packs, like.
So how many crisps is that? Oh, so that's
6 bags of crisps. Yeah, but well, yeah.
Holy.
Or like I got like one of those massive 30 packs of Walkers, and apart from the salt and vinegar, I had like 27 packs of crisps in 2 days just because they were right there.
Oh my god!
And I think that's just like knowing what not to eat. But I think also my stomach's a lot smaller now than it was. But I think I'm staying away. I think from binge eating. I think I can do it as well.
That's sick, man. Well, I mean, the thing is with crisps, mate, they're like, I'm quite grateful for this because I love crisps as well. And like I said, if there were 20 packets of crisps downstairs, let's say my mum brought back 20 packets of crisps now, they would be gone either probably by tomorrow. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I would go in, mate. Yeah. Because they're so easy to eat, mate. Whenever you feel...
The pack disappears as well.
It does, mate. Whenever you feel a tiny bit hungry, a packet of crisps.
It's
so
easy, yeah.
luckily for me, really luckily for me, I've talked to you about this before. It's for even since I was like honestly 15, I'd say we've never really bought snacks like me and my mum.
That's
and
huge.
like she's been in on it as well because whenever she would buy them, and it honestly started because it was like a waste of money. because she was
Right.
like, "Oh, I buy all this shit and it's gone within 2 days, man. So fucking sort it
Yes.
out." You know what I mean? And then we ended up thinking like, let's just stop buying snacks because we do just destroy them, and
Literally,
they're not. I don't even treat them
Oh.
like snacks. They're
No.
like they yeah.
It's almost
So
like to
we literally-
prolong you till the next meal. You don't even think of it as food. It's like,
Yeah, but you don't need. And honestly, mate, like I can't remember the last time I've seen a packet of crisps.
oh,
But,
see,
like,
there's loads of crisps
yeah.
in my house right now. I've been home alone for a week and a bit because my family
Yeah.
went on holiday. Haven't
Oh,
actually eaten any
really?
though. Haven't eaten any. There's still a 6-pack of cheese and onion. There was a load of McCoys, but Gina ate them because I was
McCoys
happy
are
for that.
Decent. Salt and vinegar
But-
McCoys are the
No,
best crisps.
salt and vinegar
mate.
just is not a good flavour of crisp.
Oh, it is. It is.
By the way, do you like prawn cocktail of like crisps?
Not really.
I never knew that was a flavour. I always thought that was like Skips. You know Skips? They were good.
Yeah,
like,
Skips
the way
were
they like
decent.
melted in your mouth if you did. Oh,
Yeah.
oh. And
Yeah,
I then
they were decent. Mate.
for years of my life I thought that was just the way Skips tasted, but I didn't know like. So when I had like a Walker's prawn cocktail, I was like, nah, it tastes like Skips, but it's not the same. It's crunchy.
Yes,
It's like,
no, I'm not.
I was
can eat
not
them, but
about
I'm
that
not a
life.
fan.
No way. That is.
I bet you spat out the crisp as soon as you ate it. As
But
well.
that's a weird name. Prawn cocktail. Is it like a fish flavour? I don't actually know what it is, but
a prawn cocktail is like, yeah, it doesn't even taste like a prawn cocktail. That's the thing.
yeah,
I don't know. I
Food is
think a prawn
weird, bro.
cocktail is like prawns in like a Thousand Island sauce. I think that's what it is. I think
Weird.
because they're good.
See,
I
if you
could
gave me a
destroy
food
that.
like that, for instance, I would probably not eat it. Like, nah.
Oh no, I'd go in.
Nah.
Prawns with Thousand Island, mate. Thousand Island sauce is the one, by the way. Fish and prawns are the one as well. So 2 of those together, mate. Yes, please.
I tell you what I love. I think is it prawn toast? Maybe they're like toast with like almost seeds on it, but like this like fish sort of
know.
thing in it.
Ugh.
I think they do it at Days actually. It's like
That sounds
it's
weird.
like
Oh,
little
Days, mate,
little
Jesus.
triangles with I want to say sesame seeds on, but it's got like a fishy kind of middle. So good.
Ugh.
And that's coming from me, someone who's not that adventurous with
I'm surprised you even like fucking talk about that.
Yeah, I tried this
I
little
would
fish like
never expect you
delicacy
to
once.
eat
It was
it
like
that.
they actually looked like little fish. I don't know what they were, but they actually looked like live fish. But they were dead. And I ate them. They were good as well. Like I'm kind of a fish guy actually. Not really salmon. That's a bit too. I overdid it once with salmon because I went
salmon's the
to a party, like not a party. It's like my great aunt's 90th. So it's like finger food, and the only sandwich there was salmon sandwiches. So I went in that day, and you know when you eat something to the point where you don't like it anymore, that's kind of
Yeah.
how like it's like when you eat like 8 salmon sandwiches, instead of like really taste it, it just starts to slither down your throat, and that's nah.
Ugh.
Nah.
Yeah,
But-
no, I get you. I mean, salmon. I love salmon. Have you ever tried this little salmon? Oh, wait, you probably haven't. The salmon bites, like the circle one of cream cheese in the middle.
Cream cheese.
I don't think there's anything better in the world, mate.
Cream cheese is
They're-
the
they're-
way.
you don't like cream cheese, mate? What? I thought you rated cheese.
I love cheese off the block. Give me cheese, but I just not. Never been a fan of like cheese spread. Not really a fan. Oh, no. like they'd have
Yeah,
those like
no, it's same,
crackers.
same,
it's
same,
not like
really,
great.
yeah,
in that.
cheese
But what I
spread,
used to,
yeah.
oh, I tell you what I
It's
used to
alright.
do. This little delicacy that I had. I mean, I've been saying it for years that Ritz biscuits and chocolate go together. I'd come home from school, get chocolate spread. If I was balling at that time when I was like 10, 11, we'd have the white and milk chocolate spread going on, the swirl. Hot. I would take
The swirl.
usually 12 Ritz biscuits and spread them into 6 little Ritz sandwiches. It's annoying because it was so tasty, but it was so quick to eat given the time it took to prepare. But
Yeah, it sounds
like,
long.
but and then actually Dairy Milk did a collaboration with Ritz years later, and I'm just thinking, get me on the marketing team right now because I know the combinations.
Actually, they did, didn't they? They made this little Ritz
Yeah,
or chocolate
yeah.
bite thing. I don't know if I've ever tried it. But I don't think I've ever
I
tried
don't
a
think
Ritz
I
biscuit.
tried them to. Oh, the Ritz biscuit. If you put the salty side on your tongue first, so good. And I tell you what's overrated: pretzels. Really overrated.
Oh my god, you really get into it, mate, when you talk about food. Like,
Dude, I'm a-
I
love
you get
food.
so passionate.
Because, like pretzels, like there's that certain way you eat pretzels. You put the salt on your tongue, right?
I what, chocolate pretzels or?
I mean, I assume that the chocolate would be.
I don't
over
think
the
I've
salty
really.
bit.
I've had a pretzels like once or twice.
Yeah,
but,
see, you'd put the salt on your tongue and you get that like salty taste, but after that, it's just like pure cardboard. It's just not good.
Yeah, I don't know, pretzels. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't really. Yeah, all the foods you've just mentioned, mate. We live a different life.
Limited with food. Like that. Yeah, that's the thing. I'd be talking about like biscuits, pretzels, all these plain salted things, whereas you're talking about like mayo, ketchup, and mustard in the same.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I just.
I haven't had one of those in a long time, actually.
That's
in
good.
A long time.
Do you have many people like agree with your opinion on that food? Because Like Gina, for instance, she loves a lot of food. She does not rate that combination that you.
Yeah, thing is, it's one of those things where it's like, have you tried it? Because in theory, it doesn't sound good. If you told me that before I tried it, I'd be like, get the fuck out.
Right.
But now that I've tried it,
what does it
and
taste like?
it,
Does anything overpower the other? Does like because mustard's quite poignant, like in.
that's the thing. You got to get your quantities right. You got to get your quantities right.
Oh, is
so
it not like an equal mix? Is it more scientific than that?
No, because if it's an equal mix, if I did as much mustard as I did ketchup, like we'd be in a dangerous situation.
See, that's what I picture it as when you say it. So it's not like
no.
that.
So I put like a decent amount of ketchup, and then a decent amount of mayo, and then a bit less mustard. I'd say.
So it'd be like a tablespoon versus a teaspoon.
Mustard's quite overpowering,
kind of thing.
you know what I mean?
So like,
hey?
It'd be like a tablespoon versus teaspoon kind of deal, or not?
But I do like that. I do like sometimes like that mustard. It depends on the day, mate. It depends on the day. Like sometimes I like that kick, like a mustard kick, and haven't had it. Mate, I want a fucking mustard sandwich now. I want a ketchup mayo mustard sandwich now.
Go to Five Guys. For like, can I have mustard, ketchup?
Oh my god,
mayo?
Oh, I want a Five Guys. I want a binge eat. Oh wait.
Yeah, see, talking about that, I actually don't feel compelled to binge eat this time. Normally I would.
Really?
But I find myself
fair,
really looking forward to when I eat now and really enjoying it rather than just like shoveling it in the quantities.
How many meals are you eating a day? Are you one of those like small quantities every couple of hours, or are you like
I
fat
don't do
meals,
that.
bring them on?
Big meal
sort of.
and snacks kind of thing. But the big meal's not even that big because calories
Take
are
me
so
through
easy
an
to
average
eat.
day, mate, because I want to know because
Okay,
it's,
average day. Like
you eat
I
about the
wouldn't.
same as me.
I would tell people what I do, but I wouldn't endorse it for other people. Like I know how my body works, and I've been through this so many times that I know what.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. No, I'm not gonna copy.
So, like,
I just want to. Yeah.
So anyone listening, probably don't do this, especially because you're probably younger as well.
It's like, right, we get the Dominoes.
But so it's like I have this multivitamin in the morning. Started doing that. They're just tasty.
Okay, yeah, I've heard that's actually quite good.
This fat burner drink and a shake, like a 300 calorie shake.
Okay.
And that's like morning, and then I won't eat for a while, and then basically I'll just then wait till I get hungry in the day. So maybe some days it's 2 p.m, some days it's 5 p.m. I'll have a banana, like a big banana.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? And then maybe an apple as well. I got a cucumber yesterday, so I'm probably gonna have that. And then I'll just wait. I'll do my evening workout. Then after that, when I've got nothing else to do, I'll have my chicken and thins and another shake, and maybe some fruit, and that's it. So
you don't really eat?
I don't eat during the day. No.
Whoa.
I get busy, and I just like some days when I'm genuinely busy, I won't forget. But like even if I'm not really doing anything, I just don't feel compelled to eat anymore.
Is that any more? So before, could you do that in like the first week?
Yeah,
like,
I did it first week. Yeah, I've always
was
been
it really hard or?
No, not really.
Really? See, that's
like I reckon if my life depended on it, I could go 5 days without eating easily.
Oh, if my life depended on it as well, I could as well. Not easily though.
But
if it was literally like you're gonna die if you didn't do it, then obviously I'm gonna.
Yeah. I mean, like, but like, I'm drinking a lot more water. Like I've probably had a liter today already, minimum.
Yeah, if you drink a lot of water, that can help. Yeah, definitely.
And I'm not doing things to like suppress my appetite, but it genuinely just isn't there as much. And then by the time I've worked out twice, because I do fasted stuff in the morning, like there's nothing in me when I work out. I know some people can't do that, but I used to do that. Yeah, I like that. And then I'm almost in that state
really good
again
for you as well.
by
That's
the
really
evening.
Good for you to do that
because I can't work out on like a full stomach. Like I hate that. Like for instance, at cricket,
especially if you just
I wouldn't have really any tea halfway through, especially if I'm bowling second. Because they said to me like on Saturday, for instance, they're like, "You're not gonna eat." I was like, "Nah, it makes me feel sick because just running around."
Do they do that?
Moving...
Do they eat in between games and stuff like that?
Yeah. So there's the batting and the bowling. When one team has finished batting, there's like a big meal, and I use snacking like sausage rolls, Scotch eggs, cakes, sandwiches, and there's lots of food. And I would even at the drinks break sometimes, like halfway through each innings, I would either have a very small sip if it's like hot, like a small bit, like 50 ml, 100 ml, or not at all. Because like bowling with liquid in me is it almost like takes my breath away a little bit. Like it just I can't deal with it. I don't know.
Yeah, I find it interesting that they do that because with like MMA training, I need to be really careful with it because like the other day I go there for 5:30 and I had a meal before I left and I was in the car. This is when I said the other day, this a couple of weeks ago. This is when I first started. I was in the car and I was like, I actually can't do this. Like I'm way too full. I'm gonna throw up if I go, and I didn't go.
Yeah. So
now I need to make sure I've eaten about 4 o'clock and nothing crazy, just something to keep the energy going.
Like a
Because
sandwich
eating
or
before
something.
working out, mate, is like, yeah.
No, yeah.
Eating before
yeah.
working out could be savage.
Especially
sometimes.
if, like,
it
if
takes
your
the energy
movements
out
are-
of you as well. Makes you just want to lie down. Depends how much you eat.
Yeah,
That's if you go overboard.
Exactly, but like, because also like the way you're working out, like MMA, and the way I'm working out, it's all very intense. A lot of moving.
Yeah.
Like if you're stood there doing bicep curls, you can probably stomach it with maybe a couple hiccups. But
yeah.
if you're moving around, you want to be. And I love the feeling of feeling not hungry but empty. I love how agile I feel.
It's good, mate. I haven't done that in a while, actually.
Yeah, you feel like you're like potential almost. Whereas if you're full, you're carrying more weight for a start, so it's just sluggish and
yeah. Well, back when I was more of a unit, mate, back in the day, when I was doing Ramadan, I used to do Ramadan, and then we had football on Thursdays at about 6 p.m. So I hadn't eaten or drank any water or anything from like the moment I woke up till then, and I'd still play a full game, like 6-a-side game with my mates.
You'd be buzzing.
And it was savage, like it was hard, but like you said, you're like a fucking like half your weight, mate. You're like
that's the thing, you
running around
feel
like you're
so
like, in
light.
the air. Yeah.
Yeah. But
I was gonna say, mate, with the MMA training, mate. When I went yesterday. I forgot to mention this actually. I took a fat knee to the nose, mate, and I think my nose is like kind of fucked.
I was gonna say fixed. I was like, hey.
Can you imagine? Like my voice goes deep, and I'm like,
yeah.
No, but it's not broken, mate. But when I move it, I can feel like cracks almost, and it's bad. So in the weekend I had in Portsmouth with James and Connor, for those, two of my good mates, I should have said, for people listening, we like had that weekend, and then one night we got really drunk, and James had these boxing gloves. We were like, let's have a spar. Like, we were really drunk, and it was not a good idea because getting like punched while drunk can like be bad. Do you know what I mean? Like if you get punched hard while drunk, it's not good.
Yeah.
And we were like sparring, and like we really go at it when we do it. And he hit me really hard in the nose, and like that was it. Like he won. That was I took the gloves off. I was like, fuck that. You know, getting hit right in the nose.
Oh, like, mate, I would be bleeding. You know me, I would be bleeding.
Yeah, I don't really get nosebleeds. Yeah, you'd be oh my god. So my nose has been fucked from then, and that was really bad. That was like I thought it was broken for a while, and I was like, this is really bad. And the number one place, apart from the balls, mate, that I don't want to be hit is the nose.
Yeah, I would probably agree. Yeah.
I can't really handle it. If you punch me in like the cheek or the jaw or the head or anywhere, mate, it hurts. But I can push through.
The nose is so tender.
The nose takes me out for about 10 minutes, mate. Like that takes me out the game for a while. No matter what I'm doing, I'm sitting out. So my nose is already fucked, and it was just starting to feel normal. I was doing jiu-jitsu yesterday, and there's no striking in that jiu-jitsu training. It's wrestling. It's basically wrestling, like submissions. Yeah. And I was like doing it. We were like sparring with this Chinese guy.
Yeah.
And he's a lot better than me. He fucks me up every time. But he went to go like stand up, and I was like still on the ground, and his knee went straight into my nose, mate. Took me out.
A knee is hard as well.
My god, mate! I had to sit out for like 5 minutes, and he was like, "I'm so sorry, I'm sorry." I was like, "Mate, it's cool. Just shut up and let me focus on my nose, mate." He was like grabbing me. He was like, "Come on, like you're fine, you're fine." I was like, "Mate, you need to like be quiet for a good 5 minutes while I just because you know when you're in that much pain where you need everyone to be quiet so you can focus on dealing with the pain."
Yeah.
It was one of those situations. The instructor came over. He was like, "You're right, mate." I was like, "Can you please just fuck off for a second? Like, I need some time. Yeah. So yeah, that happened, and that was.
How's it feeling today? Okay.
It hurts me. It just hurts. I touch it like this. I'm moving it about. It just hurts.
Yeah.
I kind of want to get it checked, but at the same time, I don't know. There's like a nose, like it's not broken, but I'm looking at it now. You can't really see. I don't know. It just doesn't feel good, man. It don't. I think it's weak.
It's hard because like it's one of those things where you think like, I guess I'll just give it a few days and see how it is. It's like
that's what I'm gonna do. Really.
It's like my back this time round. I'm like, I'll just give it a few days, and it's weird. Like my dad always talks about how fast people our age like recover. Because he'd be like, oh, if that happened to me, I'd be like out for 3 weeks, and I'm not looking forward to that. You know, like the little injuries that would normally like a scab. Like when you're younger, you get cut, it scabs in like hours. When you're like, as you're like 90, you're bleeding out for a day. Like
yeah, mate. And you're when you see like 50-plus-year-olds falling, maybe not 60, let's say, falling over, that's dangerous.
Yeah,
like if a
like
60-year-old plus falls
bones
over,
crack.
we can fall over in any way. We're most of the time going to be fine. Unless you like land on your neck or, you know, like break your neck or something. You're mostly fine.
Yeah.
Like you could have a brutal fall over and you'll be in pain, but you'll be fine after 10 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's crazy.
So,
yeah.
like,
How
our bodies are decent.
How good.
And it makes me think like we should really make the most of it, and we don't. Well, you are now, and I'm trying to.
Getting
but
there. Yeah.
Yeah. For people who are just like. Yeah,
it's definitely this summer we're gonna make the most of it this summer. Beaches.
Yeah, and I say that, and I want to be like, yeah, man, definitely. But like I said, it comes back to that. Something in my brain's telling me like, hang on a sec, mate. Like the amount of times I felt that excitement of going for it. I mean, it was only a couple of weeks ago where I had it with you, and I fucked that up. So I try not to get too excited now, and I'm not failing before I started, but I'm trying to like. Just go with the motions and not think that I've done it before I've started. You know what I mean? You can, because you've pretty much done the hardest part now.
The hardest part, definitely, yeah, I would say. Yeah. Like as far as the weight goes,
definitely got this
I'm
now.
like, I think I'm about, well, like this morning I weighed in at like 12 stone 4.5, and I started at just over 6 weeks ago 14 stone 8. So I need.
Sorry, mate. I was drinking. I said that again. I didn't focus on those numbers.
So, I was 14 stone 8 at the start, as you may remember, and this morning I was 12 stone 4.5. So I'm like, I want it to be no heavier than
so good, man. Nice.
No heavier than 12 stone 7 by the end of this journey. But 11 stone would be scenes, but I'm not going for that. I want to be around about 11. In between 11.5 to 12 stone. 11, so like 165 pounds would be my like ideal goal, and I think that's the stage where I could be like lean. I want to be under. So, are
you gonna go for like a 6-pack?
I mean, I retain fat around my like midsection, like my lower stomach and lower back and love handle area, so I can see the top 4 already. At like
really
certain lighting, and I can feel them like strong, but. I don't know if the 5 and 6 are going to come through, because I've still got like that little tire.
Would that take some brutal like regime to get them out, do you reckon? Like brutal, like not even worth trying brutal.
I mean, to be honest, that's why I think it's good that I've got the time I've got left. Like, although I've accomplished so much in 6 weeks, I've still got, what have I got? 3 months till I leave.
Holy shit.
So
you're gonna be jacked.
So that's
oh my god.
That's like part of me sees the progress.
You've got more time than you've already done.
Oh yeah, I got way more time.
Way
I've been
more
going
time.
for a month and a half. I got 3. I'm like probably 30% through time. So I've got like a lot of time, and that's why like part of me thinks I see my progress. Think, you know what, I could slow down a little bit, take it slow. But I told myself at the beginning, I want to see this is more than getting to a goal. I also want to see my potential. So I want to see what happens, even if I don't necessarily need to. What happens if I stick to it for 4 months long? So.
Holy shit, dude. It's inspiring, man.
Thank you.
It's inspiring, man. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Because I just, like, as someone who's, you know, been, like, fat there, like, the whole life like you. And I'm not, I say fat, we weren't really fat, but, like, you know, we call ourselves fat because there's no point.
Because everyone else calls us fat, so.
Yeah, exactly. So you may as well just go with the flow.
Yeah.
But, like, I know how hard it is to make that change and, like, sort of leave. But the thing is, once you leave it, you don't really want to go back. Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, now you have phases where you really can fuck it up and go back. I don't know if you had, like, did you have any moments where you really were like, fuck, like, I really don't want to work out.
In the last 6 weeks?
It's just, since you started.
There was one time
where you have to, like, sit down and get a grip and, like, really.
Yeah,
really.
It was 2 weeks in actually. Always 2 weeks.
Always
and I saw a picture that was taken of me. It's actually on my Facebook. It was of me at the beach, and you don't look when you see a picture that someone else takes. You just, unless it's like me when I took that picture of you at pool where you look like a don, but you know that's just photography.
Mate, I'll have to pay you back for that one.
but like I saw this picture of me and I was like, oh, that is just not what I thought I looked like. That was not where I thought I was at. And that day when it was taken, I had a Domino's. And the next day, I was like, man, I feel bad. I had a load of chocolate biscuits, a massive bowl of cereal, so against what I was trying to do. It was only 2 weeks in. Luckily, I don't know what would have happened, honestly, if it was different. But luckily, I woke up on the Sunday and I hadn't gained any weight from those 2 days. And I was amazed at that. And that motivated me more. But had I put on what I thought in my head, I don't know where I'd be right now, but I really felt like seeing that picture. I was like, I just don't look like what I thought I looked like. And
yeah, that's actually a big point, mate. Because that's honestly one of the big reasons why I've just came back from Wales and got straight on it rather than like wait a bit. It's because there was also a load of pictures taken in Wales, mate, and I actually couldn't believe how bad I looked. Like
It's weird,
I
isn't
look
it?
in the mirror and I don't really
See that?
I mean, I don't see it. I know I'm not in the best shape, but like I don't see what I saw in those pictures, mate.
Yeah.
I'll have to show you.
Yeah.
I'll have to show you some, man, after this podcast.
For sure.
I think even you'll be like, wow,
Yeah.
mate, I look like some of the worst shape I've ever been.
That's
And I can't
the thing.
believe it,
Yeah,
mate. I'm like, what?
When I saw that, and I was 2 weeks in, I was like, I've done so much, and I feel like I've made so much progress in these 2 weeks. But I look at this picture, and I'm like, just is not like. I'll send you the picture on Discord right now. Just have a quick little look. So we'll go images, week 2. There we go. Save that. Okay, so I'll put it in Discord and like just show you so you can get like the reference.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw it and I was like, really? Is that really what we're dealing with right now? So here we go.
Yeah.
Week 2 beach. I'll upload that.
It's a wake up call.
And I looked at it. I thought that is just not how I see myself. My
Yeah.
face. Like, you see what I mean? Like, my legs were bigger than I thought they were. My face wasn't quite right. My body was just kind of a dough, and I was just like, really?
Doble.
Like,
that actually sums it up perfectly.
like,
and
I was like,
oh,
man, and that
you
really
do look good though. There, I think you look good there.
See, like,
honestly, but then it's it's seeing it in yourself. You
well, like,
know, the
like
little...
if I took like, there was a picture I took. It's kind of like awkward because obviously people can't see what we see, but like there was a picture that I took recently where, I mean, okay, right, let me just put this one in as well. I was trying to get like a new like profile picture for Twitter where it's like real life, and I actually ended up using one on Facebook. But
by the way, mate, your Facebook profile picture is fucking decent, lad.
Thank you.
Like that
See,
is.
I was trying to get like good
mate.
pictures, like this one here. Like compare that to the week 2 one. Like it's so different.
Holy shit.
That's what I thought I looked
like
like
fucking
in the one
model
before.
There, Jesus.
Thank you. But like, so the one at the bottom that you
damn.
see is what I thought I looked like in the one at the top. And when I saw that wasn't the case, I was like, oh.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That is a. Now I'm looking at both of them. That is a crazy difference.
And that's like a month difference, I would say.
And
I'm
you're
also
not even
getting
all the way
like,
yet.
no, I'm also getting tanned, which is cool because it's been so hot out. Like, and I tanned so
man.
easy because like I feel like my body's been cultured to tan because I went on holiday so much. I would get really tanned.
Sorry, mate. One second. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. The Mama Gazelle's gonna make an appearance.
You've got a key down there, don't you? Yeah, Mum. I'm recording a podcast. I can't right now. I literally told you.
Bring her on the podcast.
Just use my key. Yeah. Mate, I don't know how many times I have to tell her, mate. I said to her, like, Mum, I'm recording a podcast. I'll let you know when I'm done.
It's hard.
Anyway. She called me twice. I had to hang up, but I thought I'd send the message, but apparently not.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, it's so annoying. What was I saying? What were you saying, mate?
I was just about like how I go on holiday. So I feel like my skin is the kind of skin that tans really easy. But one thing that happened a few years ago, I slept funny. Have you ever slept in the sun before? You ever made that mistake?
No, I don't think I have.
Because if you ever
I've
like
been burnt as
do
fuck.
it, oh yeah, dude, I've been burnt so many times. But to be honest, I don't even think I was sleeping. I was led down. I had my knuckles clenched on my legs, so the top half of my fingers were showing, but the bottom half were not. And I, to this day, have this white line. You can only see it at a particular angle on both of my hands. If I go like that, you can see the line across my bit, like my fingers there. You guys watching? It's quite faint now, but I have this tan line on my fingers, and that's the weirdest place for a tan line.
That is weird.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, Dad. How long did you fall asleep for?
I think I was probably only led there for like maybe an hour. But like, I just, you know, when you get almost, when you like, because I feel like the way I've seen it, I would sometimes push myself a little bit, like, you know, you can burn a little bit, because then when it goes from like pink to brown sort of thing, it's like extreme brown, you know.
Yeah.
The thing
is,
you're kind of like, you're kind of sort of like, I'm whiter than you, like, I would say.
Yeah, like, definitely.
So do you tan, like, I can imagine if you're in the sunlight, you'd go quite brown.
I'm sort of like, just like got tan skin, sort of like naturally, like it's sort of like a constant tan, you know what I mean? But I do tan, but like, not, I don't know. Basically, mate, I always had this conception, I always believed that I don't burn.
Right.
You know black people don't really burn.
Yeah.
I was always under the impression, because English weather, it was never really that good, and I never ever burnt till I was about... I never really burnt till I went to Lebanon, mate.
Yeah.
And
it's a different kind of UV, isn't it? Like in places like that, it's so different.
Yeah, but I didn't realise it. So when I went to Lebanon, which the weather there is unreal, mate. Like, best I've ever experienced. It was so fucking good.
So like every day,
mate,
like
so,
no.
Just
like
beautiful,
guarantees.
mate. I can't wait to go back. It was honestly insane.
When are you going back, by the way? Any plan, or not really any plan, but you just want to go back?
Yeah, well, I think my dad's getting married there this year, so probably then.
Sick.
But if not, I need a bit of money, obviously, first. So when I get some money saved, like that'll be a location where I want to go and see like everyone. The only problem is I don't speak Arabic, and a lot of people there only speak Arabic.
I can imagine, yeah,
like,
it's
my
not
dad
a
and
very
granddad,
tourist
I've never
kind of place.
Yeah, not. I mean, it's a weird place, mate, because it's beautiful, but at the same time, there's like bullet holes everywhere, like aftermath from bombs and stuff like that, and it's still there.
That's
and
crazy.
and it is what was crazy about it is my dad and my uncles were like taking me through where they grew up, telling me all these stories about like all these like crazy stories, mate. And
have they ever? Has your dad ever experienced a bombing? Or not,
mate,
not
a
literally.
bomb landed. Obviously, it's up to you whether you believe this or not. Like, I believe it because it's my dad. And it sounds really unbelievable. But a bomb landed in their block of flats and didn't detonate. Whoa. Like, I don't know if it's a bomb or a missile or what it was, but like it was a dud or something like that. Jeez. And like, and a bomb landed right next to their house, and it took my nan's hearing out. So like her hearing's really bad ever since then.
Wow.
And like another one was my uncle actually showed me the location where it happened. Like he was sitting with his mates, like playing like I think it's like I can't remember how old he was. He was like maybe in his teens. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. But he was just sitting there playing with his mates. All of a sudden, this like van pulled up because there's like some like civil war sort of going on as well.
Yeah.
So like this van pulled up and just started like gunfire, mate, to this like other like group of people across like the street, and they were like right in the middle of it, so they had to like just like run and like dive into the bushes, mate, and like bullets are flying. Mate, crazy stories, like even crazier than that, mate. Like, so I don't want to go into all of them, but like it was something really surreal, mate, about just driving around and they're pointing like that is exactly where that happened. That's where that happened.
It makes
and
it
you
so
see
real.
bullet holes in walls and shit still, mate, and it's like wow, man. It's like wow. I mean, there was like even it's brutal, mate. But even my dad was saying how like he would sleep in his room, and they live like near like this like prison sort of thing.
Yeah.
And he was saying like he could hear like because they like sometimes they like torture them as well, like in the prison, like they like whip them a lot, and he could like hear like the screams and that from the prison stuff, mate. That's fucked crazy. Up. There's so many stories, mate, but it was something really surreal about that. It really gets to me. Mate, I'm exactly the same. I really hate it. Like, even talking about it makes me feel uncomfortable. Yeah. It's like something about, I just don't understand how people could do it to like another person, mate. How you could like,
whips.
Don't even like talking about it. I don't even like talking about it, mate. But so anyway, where I was going with that, when I was talking about sunburns. So I went to Lebanon and I was in this mindset, I ain't gonna burn, fuck sunscreen. My cousin there was telling me like, bro, you need sunscreen, trust me, like put it on. I was like, mate, I don't burn. I was like, I don't burn.
Straight telling him that.
Literally, man. So we went to this it's like resort sort of thing in Lebanon. I mean, it's a resort, but it's Lebanon, so it's like swimming pool and that. It's still a beautiful place.
Yeah.
We went there. We were laying on the sunbeds and that. All my like family and that don't put sun cream on because they're just new to that kind of weather. They don't need it. Obviously, me being like English weather, giving it the big one, mate, thinking that the sun can't, the sun ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah.
And I was laying there, mate, and my obviously I at the time I didn't really feel anything, and I was hours, mate. I was in the sun for hours, and then I was in the sea, and then I was out the sea, and then in the sun again.
Deceptive. You feel cool, but
mate. The next day and the rest of the holiday was almost ruined, mate, from how bad the sun. But I was burnt all over my body.
Yeah.
I was because my family's like quite religious as well, so almost every evening we'd go to the local sort of, it's not a mosque, but it's kind of like that, and like we'd pray and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they're like, Max, you ready to go and that? And I'm in the shower, mate, sat in the shower with freezing water on me, just like, because that's the only place where I'm not in pain, if I'm like sat in the shower like that.
That was good for you.
Once that shower turned off, mate, and I was out, I was just in constant pain, and it's like sickly as well. You feel sick, you feel like cold, and it's
kind of like heat stroke, I guess.
Yeah, heavy heat stroke, I think it was, mate. It was bad. It pretty much ruined my holiday. Like, I still look back on it as an amazing holiday, but I was in pain for the second half of that holiday. That's really in pain, mate. It was not good. And they were like, man up, like it's only a little sunburn. I couldn't get across to them how bad it actually was.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I know
and it was
that feeling.
so frustrating because I know they haven't felt it because they're just used, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I was like, guys, I don't want to go anywhere. I want to just sit and die in this shower. Just let me die. And yeah, after then, mate, I'm going to take some... But I'm sunburned now from Wales on my back a bit.
Wow.
That's when I'm like, Jesus,
I got
a pussy,
a little bit
mate.
burnt on my cheeks.
Like, what's
as well.
going on?
Yeah. I remember once I got burnt on my birthday in Tenerife again. That's kind of like my hotspot destination to go.
What's that like? Is it good there, mate?
I
want to go to
so
Tenerife
much.
one day. I've never been.
So
Yeah.
good. But
They have a crazy... Sorry to interrupt me. They've got a crazy water park there, don't they?
yeah, this is where I got burnt. We were like, we applied we applied sun cream in the morning, but obviously it's a water park. It's not gonna last very long. Didn't apply it throughout the day, and I couldn't sleep for 3 days properly, and it hurt so bad. When I'd laugh, I'd cry, and my dad kept making me laugh, and it made like, you know, when you like laugh and you move a little bit, like your shoulders. That because it was the shoulders that were the worst. Oh my gosh! Like those 3 days were just horrible.
Oh my god, man! My god. Have you heard that song "Wear Sunscreen"?
No.
Listen to that, mate. Listen to it after, mate. It's not even a song. My cousin showed it to me, mate. I'm not gonna say a thing. Just listen to it. It's good. It was an eye opener. I'll put it like that.
Okay.
Interesting. Everyone listen. Just listen to Wear Sun. Wait, I'm gonna make sure it's definitely called that before I fucking send you off to some random song.
Yeah.
Wear Sunscreen.
Damn. Wear Sunscreen song.
Is this the one? Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, Baz Luhrmann. Everyone's free to wear sunscreen apparently, or wear sunscreen, something like that. Yeah, mate, good. You should listen to that. It's good.
Okay, I will.
On that note, mate, we're an hour in, hour 10 in even.
Do
you want to wrap it up?
I want to wrap it up, but before we do, one last thing I want to ask you, because a lot of it's been going around a lot. You probably heard it.
Yanny.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you hear? What do you hear?
Mate, Yanny, mate.
No. Incorrect.
Shut up.
So wrong. Okay, let me do the exact impression of this clip.
I need to hear it one more time. Okay, you go.
Right, this is what it sounds like. Laurel. That's how he says it. That's exactly what he says.
What?
That's exactly.
Wait, let me hear it one more time, because I literally only heard it once. And I never really gave it much attention after. Let me hear it one more time. I got to hear. Here we go. What? I'm hearing Laurel.
You're hearing Laurel, my dude.
What's going on?
Yeah, there we go. That's the one.
That can't be the same thing I heard before.
To be fair, here's the thing. I've heard Yanny before once from one phone. There was one particular phone and one clip. It was like a recording of the clip, and I heard him say Yanny. But everywhere else, I hear Laurel. Like,
mate, that's heavy Laurel. That's no way Yanny.
Yeah, heavy Laurel.
Let me go. I know the video where I found it before. It was Summer Rae's one, where she was like, she did the Yanny versus Laurel. I'm going to hear that from her phone. If I hear Laurel, mate, my head is going to explode. Wait, here. Wait, where is it?
Oh.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Mate, hold on.
You were heavy Yanny. Now you're not. Welcome.
Wait, hold on. Mate, what the fuck? That's no way Yanny.
I know.
When I first heard it, it was literally 100% Yanny. No, mate, what's going on? Mate, I swear to God, that actually fucked me up for a second. For about 5 seconds there, my head was gone.
Yeah. See, that's
you probably heard it. You probably heard it on my screen.
Your little screen.
Oh my God.
If we ever make a highlights video of all the podcasts somehow, that's going in.
Mate, what?
See, yes,
how is that
like
a thing?
I heard 100%
is there a science
like
behind it?
Yeah, there is. So like people hear Yanny, they have I think there's these certain like hairs in your ear that like enable you to hear a higher frequency, and so like younger kids would tend to hear Yanny, and like older people, like some people aren't able to hear Yanny at all. I think you and I are able to hear both at different like pitches. Like I've heard Yanny on, like I said before, like one device, this same device, but everywhere else I hear Laurel.
My head's gone.
I think, literally speaking, it does say. I've heard two different things. I've heard somewhere that they are actually saying Laurel, and that is the word. But I've also heard that at different frequencies, it's both. But I think it's Laurel. That's the general majority. It's like 55% Laurel.
Yeah, but
on the
had
internet.
you said that to me literally, I think it was like 2-3 days ago or something, like I heard this. Had you said that to me then, I would be like, you're insane. It's 100 million%. Yeah, mate, like,
Laurel,
see,
to me, it's undeniable Laurel. Well, that's the thing, because Laurel and Yanny aren't similar words in any aspect.
Not at all.
They don't even really share any sounds. Like, the only letter in there is A, but it's an or and an a. Like, Yeah, but for me it's
Dude.
Laurel. And you heard? Did you hear the way I did the impression? Is that how it sounded to you?
Laurel.
Yeah, exactly.
Laurel, like that, yeah. But I was hearing. I don't even know. Wait, what was I hearing before? It was like Yanny. I can't remember how it went.
He kind of goes Yanny like that.
Yeah, but really it is Yanny.
Yeah,
like, there's no way it's
100%.
Laurel.
And
there's no way it's Yanny.
There's a viral video of the clip, like the picture says vote Yanny or Laurel, and there's one that says I hear something completely different, and this guy just goes dickhead, wanker, and he starts.
I think I've seen one of those videos. Yeah. Oh my god.
So we've settled that. We're the Matt and Max
Dude,
podcast are 100% Laurel right now.
Good shout bringing that in at the end because you fucked my head there, mate. I cannot believe I've just heard Laurel over Yanny.
See, I had to include that because now we have his title. You know what I mean? Like
good one, mate. Nice. I like you. See, that's the experience of a YouTuber there.
Exactly. I mean, I did want to. I was going to bring it up at the beginning, but it just never
Honestly.
happened. We started speaking, but yeah,
yeah,
100%.
That's a good ender.
Like,
oh, mate.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it, mate.
yeah. And, well, you know that Rocket League YouTuber Mertzy. He he includes our little sound bites in his videos, like the little like ear rape demo sound and stuff like that. A couple of times in his recent video, when he like misses the ball or something, he'd put the Yanny/Laurel clip in, and I obviously heard Laurel, and it was funny in the comments. Someone put saying, "Oh, good, you included the Laurel clip, not the broken Yanny one or whatever." But I think if the whole population voted on it, I think Laurel would win because I think that is what it is. That I saw somewhere, but now you've heard both, and like you said, they sound nothing alike, and it's even the way it's said is different. It's like a different person as well.
Mate, literally a different person.
Like
I was hearing like a high pitched Yanny, Yanny, sort of. Like, now it's like Laurel, Laurel, man. I'm like, what the mate? But what did you see? Did you see white and gold or blue and white?
I saw
blue and black,
blue and gold, but I'm colorblind, so.
Oh yeah.
Or I say gold just because that's what people said, but to me
it looked
more,
left out on that.
It looked
on that
more
whole
orange.
Thing.
Yeah, I tweet out saying I see blue and orange. What's going on?
You're fucked, mate.
But yeah, like I see the blue 100%, but there's no way the other one for me was black. No way. So
it
I
was blue and
like,
black for me 100%. No, I never. It
and
was
see,
never ever white
for that
and gold.
dress, it was literally blue and black. Like, but that was like a lighting thing. But it's weird how that stuff like happens and.
Crazy. My dad thought it was white and gold. He couldn't believe it. And because my dad's like out of touch with sort of like social media and like all that kind of stuff, he was like getting annoyed.
Yeah.
So he was saying to me like, "Sonny, you're right."
Yeah, because like you literally like you trust your senses, and if you genuinely see white and gold, like that's I guess that's why it's so big. Like, how on earth can you literally see two different colors? And
so he didn't know that like. The whole world was tripping on it.
Yeah.
I didn't show it to him. And I was like, "Dad, what do you see?" He was like, "What are you on about?"
So he thought it was just you. Yeah.
And I was like, blue and black. He's like, yeah. He's like, funny. I was like, "No, Dad, it's blue and black." He was like, "You fuck with me, son." I was like, "Dad, it's blue and black." And he was literally, and my cousin at the same time was like, "Yeah, it's blue and black." And then my dad's girlfriend was like, "No, white and gold." So those two were like, then they started to think it was an age thing. They were like, "Oh, but we're older, so like, we're right." And I'm like, "Dad, it's a fucking blue and black dress." And actually, I don't think I've actually showed him because it is blue and black, isn't it?
Yeah. There was a picture like to debunk it, like changing the filters, and there was another picture in different lighting showing the actual dress.
I haven't showed him that. I need to show him that. Probably a bit too late. He probably won't even remember.
You should show him the Yanny and Laurel thing. See what he's.
Yeah.
He'll probably be a Laurel, I reckon, 100%.
He's
hope older as well. For once.
It's so funny. I kind of want to record it.
See, that's the thing. Like Gina is solid Yanny. Never heard Laurel ever.
A
lot of people here like
that
both.
Was me.
But I heard Yanny once. But yeah, I'm like Laurel, you know. But she literally hears Yanny the whole time, and I thought it was just one of those things that the internet disagrees on, but we think the same on it. But yeah, we're totally opposed on that.
Well, when I first heard Yanny, mate, I genuinely thought it was like a joke. Like people that were saying Laurel were just trying to like fuck with people's heads.
Yeah,
because it seemed so impossible.
There's
and
no
same
way,
with the dress at first, but now I've heard both. I mean,
the fact you listen to the same clip, it has to be the same one to really mess with your head.
Yeah, because the clip that I found at first, when you just told me about it now, and I went and heard Laurel for the first time.
Yeah,
that it sounded different. I was like, okay, I hear Laurel, but that's probably just a Laurel clip.
Yeah, you don't know if it's a Laurel or if it's literally just two separate clips that people are throwing around. Yeah.
So I was like, right, I'm going to go back to the Yanny clip now and, just quickly, see
prove
Yanny.
That it's Yanny.
And then I heard the same clip that was 100% Yanny, and it was like Laurel.
Different
voice, mate. It was like a different person.
How does that even work?
Mate, fucking hell, mate. That messes with my head. Oh, mate, we need to wrap this up.
Either way, let's give it an ending. Your little reaction there.
You did well, mate. You did well there.
Thank you.
Brownie points for you, man.
If you guys want to get involved with future episodes, anything like that, drop a comment down in the comments. Any questions you want us to answer, advice, topics you want us to talk about, just drop it in the comments and all that.
Literally, like any it has to be anything that we can. If you leave a comment and it's something we can build conversation on and stuff like that, it will be used pretty much undeniably. So if you do want to be in the podcast, like we'll say your name, like, oh, he answered this comment.
Yeah.
If you want any of that, just think of a good thing to say, leave it, and we'll definitely if it sparks conversation, we'll go for it.
We'll use it.
So,
So that is it for the what feels really good for the 10th one. First of all, the 10th is scenes, but. And not just being like, I don't know if bias is the right word because it is like the latest episode, so it should be this way. But even though it's been weeks off, it actually feels like one of the best ones again. Yeah,
definitely, man.
Whereas a few of the previous ones felt like they were lacking a bit, partly due to connection, flow. This one
did you have
good.
Connection problems this time?
You cut out once, but that was it.
You cut out once as well, the whole time, literally once.
Feels good.
Is that your new internet then?
I mean, this is the first. I think it's the first one I've done with the new internet.
Definitely the first one. Definitely.
GG Discord.
Mate, we might have fixed this whole podcast situation because it was starting to ruin the podcast.
It was there was that one particular episode where we then the next episode tried Skype, Facebook.
We tried everything.
We made it work for what it was, but
man.
this is
I'm so happy about that. You're right, mate. This has been one of my favourite episodes. Let us know if you agree in the comments.
I think we're both positive as well. I've been buzzing, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. A good day, good vibes, sunny day.
Gonna play Fortnite now.
Life's
so
good.
I'm excited. And
get on that, lad. Nice.
Are you gonna? The question is though, before we do wrap up, are you gonna join me? Because I can often coax you in after a good podcast to play some Fortnite.
You can, mate.
So
you can get me in for.
We're gonna get on the fort, and if you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like on it. If you are new around here and have made it this far, so pretty sure that's no one, but hey, you can check out mine and Max's channel in the description. And yeah, that's it. So
that was well good, mate. I enjoyed that.
All right,
guys, thank you.
We'll catch you in the next episode. Hopefully, let's say definitely next Saturday.
Yeah.
All right. Peace out.
Peace.